What up, people? I'm the Godless Engineer, and tonight we are doing the Prologue. I hope that you guys enjoy this Prologue tonight. We got some awesome things up for you. Of course, we've got Jimmy Boy Bakker, who thinks that Christians are going to get gunned down as they recite Bible verses. And then we've also got a prophecy guy, and he thinks that he can raise the dead, kind of like Jesus, but there's a little bit more to it than that. But first, we have a fucking idiot on the page. Hello, everybody that is joining us. There's the default mod, George Lou, and I saw Madam Cherry. How are you guys doing tonight? As you can tell, we've got somebody in rare form for us. You motherfuckers are a bunch of self-righteous assholes. Assholes, like a whole, like if you had a pizza, it'd be the whole pizza, not like a whole pizza, like a whole pizza. But it's a whole ass. We're self-righteous assholes. So I guess we're just big asses, maybe? I really don't know what he's trying to get at. Look at it, it's gimme. You think the fucking world revolves around you and there's no one to answer for your discretions? Actually, no. Typically, atheists don't think the world revolves around them. Actually, point of fact is that atheists know that the world doesn't fucking revolve around them. That we know that the world isn't, like, we're not the center of the fucking universe. It just seems like you're projecting like a motherfucker at this point, because it's actually religious people that think they are the center of the universe, that they are the most important thing out here. You're the self-righteous asshole. What, because you asked God for a pony or a sick loved one not die, now you don't believe? God damn, motherfucker, can you not grammar worth the shit? Jesus Christ. Okay, so no, I didn't ask for a pony. I never wanted a pony. And then there's the sick loved one to not die. I've actually never prayed for somebody not to die. I prayed for somebody not to suffer. Like, I've wished for people not to suffer. I've wished for, like, my grandfather. He died when I was in high school. I wish for him not to die, but I didn't ask him to live, because, I mean, he had a stroke. He would have been brain dead. I didn't want him to live in that. I mean, even at a young age, when I was still what I would consider religious, I didn't believe that God was going to bring him back, restore his brain to perfect health and shit. I didn't think that was going to happen. But you know what? Believe whatever the fuck you want to there, Michael. Well, dumb shits, I have news for you! God has a plan for you, and I guess it did not involve a pony and your sick loved one. Well, if you were right in the fucking head, you will know death is but the beginning. Well, you see, that's where religion tricks you there, Michael. Religion is a survival instinct, or at least it's a product of survival instincts. You know, it came about as a way to conquer death. You know, this isn't the only reason, of course, it isn't, but this is one of the components of religion, why it was so useful in the past. Because, you know, religion is used to conquer death. I mean, with this idea that, you know, we don't actually die, that we live on forever. It's a way of conquering death without actually conquering death. I mean, there's no way to know that there's actually an afterlife after this. I mean, throw all the ghost hunters you want at me, but when you're in a Swedish castle and you say, knock 3 times if you're in the room, and they knock 3 times, I'm guaranteeing you that, like, Swedish people in, like 13th century, what the fuck ever, Sweden, or you know, wherever in Sweden, of course it's Sweden, but I'm sure that they're going to understand perfect modern day English, like, you know, because, I mean, of course, words, dialects, everything like that. I doubt they're going to really understand you to go, oh yeah, shit, I'm here, let me play knock knock. Boo! Let's see. You see life has more meaning than we are aimless cosmic abnormalities. Okay? I don't know what kind of Deepak Chopra generator you got that from, but give me the link, buddy. While we are on the subject, how the fuck did we get here then you dumb shits? Wait, hold on a second. Are you Christian? Do you believe in God? Because right now I'm pretty sure God's looking down if he is in fact real. And he's totally embarrassed by you. And he's like, that motherfucker's going to burn in hell. I'm telling you. Did something start from nothing? Actually, that's not what the theory says. What you consider to be nothing isn't actually nothing. Even what we know as empty space has some kind of energy in it, so it's not nothing. Plus, we have these exotic particles that pop in and out of existence at really, really fast rates. So, you know, it's not nothing. For you to say nothing, it's just ridiculous because you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Even the most scientific brains will say that all this just doesn't happen. So, before you start making jokes about God and the Lord Jesus Christ, maybe you need to follow the rabbit hole down to where all of this existence began. Okay, I think that you've been following one particular glory hole a little bit too far there. You're obviously a Christian, the Lord Jesus Christ, of course. I would love for you to actually read the Bible there, Michael, and actually figure out what the fuck you're talking about. There's so many contradictions in the Bible. I don't see how anybody can take the Bible seriously. I read an article recently where it said that the Bible is the most historically accurate motherfucker out there. No, it is not. It is just simply not. Like just take one event from the Bible. Let's see, the entire life of fucking Moses. That shit was made up. Noah, that shit was made up. So I don't. It's getting to the point where I don't know what the fuck you're talking about at this point. I mean, you're cursing at me. You're passing judgment like God says not to do, and it really makes his baby Jesus cry. But I still don't see anything that's even because every atom, amoeba, fish, mutated monkey. Wait, is that right? Fish mutated monkey fucking theory. So, like, is it a monkey that looks kind of like a fish? Like, maybe it's a monkey body and then it's a fish head with a fish tail, and then it's like fucking some kind of representation of a theory. Maybe it's just a glob that says theory on it, and the monkey's just going ape shit on it, like, or well, I guess it would sound like a fish, so, and it's just fucking the theory. Maybe, I don't know, but still, grammar, motherfucker, might help you. I'm guessing it means fish, comma, mutated monkey, comma, or what the fuck ever fucking theory you come up with ends in well, who made that then? This is getting way too hard to read. Okay. I know that you're referencing evolution here. It's obvious that you don't understand what evolution is. What kind of meth are you on? Is it the blue shit from Walter White? God bless you all, and I hope you someday will see the light. How can you go through all of this? How can you go through fucking world revolves around blah blah blah? Well, dumb shits. And let's see, what else? How the fuck did we get here, you dumb shits? How do you go from all of that to God bless you, and I hope that someday you will see the light? You should really end that with God bless you, motherfuckers. Because I really hope you dumb shits see the light someday, because else you're going to be burning in hell. You're just going to be burning all in hell. God damn. These people crack me the fuck up. Oh shit. I deleted my title bar. That's what happened when you read crazy this late at night. Okay, so now we got a couple videos. Alright, so the first video that we have up is this guy Manasseh Jordan. Okay, so the whole story is that he's got this one particular resurrection claim that he keeps changing over the years. Now, we're not going to watch all of them. We're just going to listen to the one that he uses here at first. I highly suggest you look this up. There's a whole YouTube video on it, and it shows how the story changes, for different congregations. And what he teaches is the prosperity gospel, and this is all about the prosperity gospel is all about donating a large sums of money, even if you don't have it. So let's check out and see what his story is, and then we can talk about it.
I was in prayer. The Lord spoke to me very clearly.
I know.
He said that there was one person in here that really needs God to do a miracle.
Oh, yes, they do. Brother, preach it.
I'll never forget that I was in Texas a couple months ago, and I looked at a woman, and she sowed a seed of 1,000. I said, you might not understand what I'm saying. And I said, but God tells me that he's touching Glenda.
Glenda? Where is he touching Glenda?
Looked back at me, and they said, you missed it. Glenda died a couple hours ago.
Oh, shit, he's a necrophiliac? Who'd have guessed?
I said, God told me that he's touching Glenda because of this seed that you've sown.
Seeds, Miss Glenda's touching.
He looked at me upset and told the pastor that I was off and that I was a false prophet.
Yeah.
That when he got outside the hospital called and they said that your mother that died a couple hours ago came back to life.
Oh my goodness! She came back to life, y'all! She came back to life!
To the Johnson family, they said that she woke up in a panic saying that she heard a man calling her name.
Oh yes, call it, preacher man, call it!
The prophet is able to speak to something dead and bring life where death is.
Oh yes, sirree, yes! Preach it, preacher man!
His real gift.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, that guy, his name's crap, I can't remember his name. He's a well-known fraud though. But if you'll remember there, they donated a seed of $1,000, right? And so because they donated this seed of $1,000, he was able to raise her from the dead. Now, as I recall, Jesus didn't need a $1,000 donation to raise bitches from the dead. Okay, it's pretty evident that, Jesus just needed to be convinced somehow. But more importantly, this particular miracle that this guy worked is actually directly correlates to a miracle that Jesus did. But more importantly, that miracle that Jesus did was crafted from an earlier miracle that was done by Elijah and Elisha. It's the miracle at a distance. Basically, what Elijah and Elijah, or I can't remember which one it was, but they healed somebody at a distance, like they healed them from far away. And that story was used to generate a Jesus story, a few Jesus stories, actually. They're different, of course. They're different in each gospel. But basically, Jesus heals, was leaving for Galilee, I think, and he healed somebody at Capernaum. And it was from a great distance. And so basically, that's what this motherfucker did. He took miracles from the Bible, reorganized them, recrafted them for today, and he is selling them to a crowd to get seeds or donations. And here's the benefit of shit being recorded and stuff. We actually know how he's changing his particular prophecy. So you got to wonder, if this guy can't even keep his story straight over just a few years, how can you really expect the first century people to carry these oral traditions and keep them as true to what actually happened? Oral traditions are great, but see, that's the thing, is if you've ever played the phone game, you know how fuckered you can get really, really quick. But this guy, he is doing it in order to sell to a crowd. He's trying to get donations. He's trying to get people to give him a lot of money. And these types of people, they don't just want like rich motherfuckers out there donating money. No, they want the sick grandmother who's dying of cancer, who could use her money in order to prolong her life or make her suffering a little bit less in her last days. No, he doesn't want her to use the money for herself. He wants her to donate her money to him instead of getting the treatment that she needs. That's what he wants. He wants them to waste their money on these hopes and dreams that will never come true, based on fabricated stories. And that's the sad part, is that you hear these people in the crowd, they're clapping, they're cheering, they have all this hope because maybe there's a lot of desperation in their lives, or they're feeling a lot of desperation, and they're clinging on to anything that they can, no matter what it costs them. And that's the sad fucking part of it. And then finally we have Jim Bakker.
No.
Jimmy Boy Bakker here thinks that Christians are about to get really fuckered in America. He thinks that they're already fuckered. He thinks that they are going to get gunned down in the streets. Hence, why the thumb icon tonight. So let's hear what he has to say, and then we'll comment on it a little bit.
She saw America, and she saw lines for food.
Did she have to look out her back porch?
In new cars, or new cars. Mm-hmm. They were dressed well, and she assumed that it was suddenly.
Yeah, because their clothes were still intact, and they were wearing nice clothes.
And she said God warned her
reasoning
that this is going to happen suddenly in America.
Right.
And the rich will be standing in food lines. And that backs up exactly what I've been trying to tell you. Be ready.
Be ready,
man. Be ready.
Yeah.
Are you ready to serve God if they're going to cut your head off?
No, fuck that.
So years ago, God spoke to me. I was supposed to start preaching it, and nobody would accept it. How are you going to tell people the church needs to be ready?
Where the fuck do you think we live?
To have their heads cut off, to say, I'm willing to die for the gospel of Jesus Christ. Yes. And there is such fear in the church. I mean fear. Not just fear of ISIS, not just fear of one thing, but fear of not being politically correct until you will be murdered if you preach the gospel of Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
Is that right?
It is. They're timid. They're intimidated.
It's over, people. The gospel is over in the United States of America if we're not careful.
It's over. It's over.
We have turned our back on the Bible. We can't preach the Bible anymore.
No.
I could tell you stories that would curl your hair if your hair's straight. And if you got curly hair, it would straighten it out. I'm serious. If I told you what I lived through and what I go through and what I am facing because of those who really, what we would call the old-fashioned gospel, which is just simply the Bible. Anybody that wants to stand on the absolute Word of God, you don't have much. I mean, whoever thought, I heard Donald Trump
yeah, before we bring up Trump, let's just stop you right there, buddy. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot to stop on. Now, okay, what he's doing here is called fearmongering and pushing the persecution complex. And this is very common for Christians to have. Don't worry, if you're a Christian watching this, there is a cure. Wise up and actually think about what this motherfucker's saying. He's saying that you need to be ready to die to believe in this Jew that supposedly died 2,000 years ago. Okay, just saying now, if somebody was like, motherfucker, I'm going to cut your head off if you don't deny evolution, I'm sorry, guys. You might think that this might be a little bit, a loss of integrity or something, but I'm going to fucking deny evolution. No matter how much I deny evolution, doesn't going to change whether or not it's a fact. So if me saying, nah, evolution's fuckered, man, fuck that shit. Nuh-uh, evolution, fuck that. I'm all, what religion are you? I mean, seriously, I don't care if you think I believe in evolution or not. Whether or not I deny evolution isn't going to change the fact that evolution's real. So whether or not you deny it, which this has actually worked into their dogma, because they had the one apostle. I think was it John? Maybe maybe it was James or Peter. One of the fuckers, they were running off and they denied him 3 times for the rooster crowed in the morning, right? And so this whole denying Jesus thing is a big deal in the dogma, and so they really want to push not denying it, really standing up and being a Christian, which is fine. But if you got somebody with a knife to your neck saying, if you don't renounce your faith, I'm going to fucking slice your head off, it's not worth dying over. It just simply isn't. Yeah, see, science doesn't give a fuck what you do or what you think. That is right. This universe doesn't give a fuck what you think. The objective reality is going to be objective. Whether or not we can know about objective reality or know any kind of objective reality is up for debate. But don't die for it. And he's pushing this idea that he's going that people are going to be killed for preaching the gospel in America. Okay, listen, unless you make a trip out to Syria, get right into the middle of it, and you get caught by ISIS, nobody's going to fucking kill you in America for being Christian. There might be outliers, right? There's always the outliers that'll kill your ass for believing in what the fuck ever. Or there are idiot parents out there in 6 states that are protected from killing you if it's for religious reasons. So be worried about that. And you can find that on the internet. But I mean, for you to be fear-mongering like that in America is really shitting on those Christians in the Middle East. It's really shitting on those people, because those people are actually being beheaded. Those people are actually being set on fire. Those people are actually being persecuted. What the fuck do you got? You're bitching about a graduation ceremony where the principal or something can't come out there and lead people in prayer. Okay, now I don't care if a student comes out there and he prays or something like that. That's not that's like as long as it's not like in the program. Like if the student does it himself, I don't have a problem with it personally. It's the student's choice to do that. Although I will say that a graduation is probably not the best place to do it, but I'm kind of giving them a little bit of leeway on that. Just like the faculty and whatnot, they can't lead the prayer, they can't plan the prayer, they can't pray with the students after a football game, because that's a public city servant or employee endorsing one religion over all others, and so that's what makes it wrong. He acts like, in this video, Jim Bakker acts like you can't preach the gospel, that you can't. Motherfucker, do you realize that there are so many goddamn churches out there? Just because you can't preach the gospel in your or preach about politics in your church, because most churches are registered as nonprofit organizations. No nonprofit organizations out there can pander or basically preach to their congregation crowd, their organization employees or whatnot. They can't preach to them or support one political candidate or the other. It's simply that. And that's the only thing that you can't do. Preach it all you want to. Go to church. Fucking preach killing homosexuals and adulterers and shit. Do all that you want to. You'll definitely get some media attention for it because it's happened in the past. But you have to take on those particular chances because society's changing. If you're not going to change with society, then you're always going to be the one that we point out and be like, see that motherfucker right there? Yeah, that motherfucker. That's a crazy motherfucker. He wants to kill people for absolutely no goddamn reason. Stay away from that motherfucker. He's a crazy son of a bitch. That is what if you say crazy son of a bitch things, people are going to call you a crazy son of a bitch. I mean, it's really just simple as that. But anyways, those are the 3 stories for tonight. If you will, please go and join me on the link down below that says follow me to Borderlands. I'm going to be playing Borderlands for the next couple hours. If you would like to hang out with me there, ask me some questions or whatnot. If you like gaming, go to that channel, subscribe to me there. I game all the fucking time. I've got a lot of titles that are pre-ordered. I'm also part of a network that is going to potentially get me some preview codes or something like that. I don't know. But point is that I game. I hope that you will join me over there. And I will see you guys later. I hope you have a nice night. Don't forget to hit like on this motherfucker as well as subscribe if this is your first time here. I'll see you guys later, and y'all have a nice night.